The story behind No Way Out from 1987 is just as thrilling as the movie itself, packed with twists, secrets, and controversies that have kept audiences intrigued for decades. But one behind-the-scenes story has stood out over the years, involving actress Sean Young and an unusual request during her audition. Young hinted at the moment years later, sparking debates about the lengths filmmakers went to during casting. What exactly happened in that audition, and why has it become such a talked-about incident in Hollywood history? Stay tuned as we unravel this story and delve into the fascinating production of a film that redefined the political thriller genre. Based on Kenneth Fearing's novel The Big Clock, No Way Out took the bones of a noir classic and elevated it into a Cold War-era tale of love, betrayal, and espionage. Kevin Costner stars as Lieutenant Commander Tom Farrell, a rising naval officer whose passionate affair with Susan Atwell, played by Sean Young, entangles him in a deadly game of cover-ups and lies. Gene Hackman plays David Bryce, the powerful yet morally compromised Secretary of Defense whose jealous rage sets the story's events in motion. The movie's plot kicks off with the electric chemistry between Farrell and Susan, leading to one of the most memorable scenes in the film, a steamy moment in the back of a limousine. What many might not realize is that the scene became iconic not just for its intensity, but also for the improvisation that brought it to life. Costner's spontaneous request to the driver to raise the partition wasn't in the script, and the genuine reactions of Sean Young and the driver added authenticity to the moment. But here's an unexpected twist. Young later revealed that despite the intimacy of the scene, Costner was far more nervous than she was during filming. For a leading man on the rise, handling the vulnerability of such a scene was no easy task. Behind the camera, Sean Young's boldness was evident from the start, including the now infamous audition incident. As part of the casting process, director Roger Donaldson reportedly asked her to lift her shirt. The request was intended to ensure she was comfortable with the film's intimate scenes or to determine if a body double might be needed. Young complied without hesitation, but the incident remains a controversial anecdote in Hollywood. While some argue it reflected the era's blunt approach to filmmaking, others see it as an unnecessary and invasive moment that underscores the power dynamics of the time. Young later joked about the moment, saying she felt more comfortable on set than her male co-star did during the actual sex scenes. The production of No Way Out was filled with bold decisions, starting with Costner performing most of his own stunts. In one particularly intense scene, he rolled over the hood of a moving car during a chase sequence, a decision that reportedly left the film's insurance company furious. Costner also drove without wearing his prescription glasses during certain scenes, further pushing the boundaries of safety. These risks paid off, as the action sequences in the film remain gripping and memorable. The movie's central storyline hinges on Susan's relationships with both Farrell and Bryce, culminating in her tragic death. When Bryce accidentally kills her in a fit of jealous rage, his aide, Scott Pritchard, played by Will Patton, concocts a scheme to blame the murder on a mythical Russian mole named Yuri. What follows is a race against time as Farrell, who is secretly Yuri, must dodge suspicion while uncovering the truth about Susan's death. The film's final twist, that Farrell is the very mole everyone is hunting, recontextualizes everything the audience has seen, transforming it into a tale of hidden identities and moral ambiguity. Will Patton's portrayal of Pritchard is one of the movie's highlights. His character, consumed by devotion to Bryce, walks a fine line between loyalty and obsession. Patton's performance captures the unraveling of a man willing to cross every line to protect his boss, even as his methods grow increasingly desperate. The character's implied romantic feelings for Bryce add an additional layer of tension to their dynamic, though some critics have noted the portrayal leaned into outdated stereotypes. Location plays a pivotal role in No Way Out, and the filmmakers made inventive use of their surroundings. Though much of the story unfolds in Washington, D.C., several scenes were shot in surprising locations. The Pentagon interiors, for example, were filmed at the Department of the Interior, while scenes set in the Philippines were actually filmed in New Zealand. The film's opening credits, which feature sweeping shots of Washington's landmarks, took weeks to perfect, capturing the grandeur and power dynamics of the nation's capital. The supporting cast brought depth to the story with standout performances from George Junza as the Pentagon's wheelchair-bound computer expert and Fred Thompson as the CIA director. Junza's character, pivotal to the race against time subplot involving a developing Polaroid image, brought warmth and relatability to a tense storyline. Meanwhile, Thompson's real-life political experience lent credibility to his role, grounding the film's high-stakes drama. Visually, the movie benefited from the work of cinematographer John Alcott, known for his collaborations with Stanley Kubrick on films like Barry Lyndon and The Shining. Alcott's use of practical lighting and Steadicam shots gave No Way Out a polished, cinematic quality that heightened its suspense. Tragically, Alcott passed away shortly after completing the film, and it stands as a testament to his immense talent. The film's music, scored by Maurice Jarre, added a distinctively 1980s vibe. Though some critics found the synth-heavy score dated, it effectively underscored the era's technological anxieties and the film's themes of entrapment and paranoia. Casting for No Way Out saw several near misses before Kevin Costner and Sean Young landed their roles. Hollywood heavyweights like Harrison Ford, Mel Gibson, and Bruce Willis were considered for Farrell, while Michelle Pfeiffer was approached for Susan Atwell but declined. Gene Hackman, who played David Bryce, brought gravitas to the role after other actors, including Robert Redford and Sean Connery, passed on it. Hackman's ability to balance charm and menace made him the perfect choice to portray a man undone by his own flaws. No Way Out remains a standout thriller, thanks in part to its audacious storytelling and the bold choices made both in front of and behind the camera. The film's central twist and its exploration of power, betrayal, and identity ensure its place as a classic of the genre. And as for the Audition controversy, it serves as a reminder of Hollywood's evolving attitudes and the complicated dynamics behind the stories we see on screen. Now it's time to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the controversial Audition story involving Sean Young? And did the movie's final twist catch you off guard, or did you see it coming? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let us know if No Way Out deserves its reputation as one of the most gripping thrillers of the 1980s.